Hello, everybody. I got the radio on in the background. You can hear it. A little Iggy pop right now. And my dog's right up here, laying right next to me. I think he knew I was getting ready to do a live, so he's like, "Let me get into my spot." You know what I mean? Just how they do sometimes. Okay. I'm gonna pull from a few different decks this afternoon. Personally, I just had a haircut today, so feeling fresh. I didn't brush my teeth after I just ate, but I had my teeth cleaned earlier too, so big personal maintenance day over here, right? Anyway, as I checked to make sure, she did such a good job scraping everything down, and then I had to go eat my big sandwich right afterwards, but I hadn't eaten anything yet today, because I don't really get up and eat a big breakfast. I mean, I could, but I'm not always hungry. I think it's because I was telling her, I was like, I'll eat a piece of pie at midnight, you know what I mean, like, so, 6 a.m. rolls around, I might be awake, but I'm not, like, starving. But, like I told her, if I don't get something in me by, 1, 2 o'clock, I might start getting a little cranky, you know what I mean? So, I was laying there, getting my teeth clean, and my stomach was starting to feel a little woozy, like, I told her, I'm like, I hope I don't pass out. Usually it's not that bad, but I only had water to drink this morning. I didn't have my regular sugar-filled drink, that powers me through to until lunchtime. Anyway, some people say dinner. Like for me, yeah, usually that's when I eat the most, I would say. All right, do I have some of these? All right, sorry. So hopefully everyone's doing all right out there today. Hopefully all you World Cuppers are hanging in there, especially, me, Team USA, we lost, but there's still lots of fun matches continuing. I mentioned that to somebody and they were just like, it's just soccer. I was like, oh yeah. It's like, I know, some people are too cool for it. You know what I mean? It's like, go be too cool somewhere else. I don't care. Don't have the conversation then. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. Wolf, Pathfinder. I thought about going somewhere to watch one of the games this afternoon, but it was going to be too long in between time from when I got done with my teeth cleaning. Pathfinder, release your past and start a new journey. You are a teacher and help others find their way. There will be challenges, but your soul is strong. Perseverance is your secret power. You have a love that endures. Hi, Ramanjit. I am in the United States. What part of India are you? I've actually visited to India on a work trip many moons ago. Raccoon, inventor. Decide on what you really want. You have the ingenuity to claim it. Avoid being the trickster and practice integrity. You have many roles and can juggle them well. Okay. So, it might be one of those things, collective, where like, you really want something, but then you don't get it, and someone's like, oh, I'm sorry you didn't get that, and you're like, oh, it's fine, like, haha, like, whatever. No, like, you actually wanted that. You know what I mean? So, like, I get it, easy come, easy go, but don't trick yourself out of the goal. right? Thinking that it's not going to come to you. Okay? So you might have to invent this. So with this Pathfinder here, okay, an inventor, you might have to invent a new path in order to achieve this goal. And sometimes that means, you know, lone wolf. That means going it alone, right? Like you might be leading the pack, you know, and there might be some behind you, but you can't count on that. Okay. Frog, prosperity. Let go of the past and embrace change. Opportunities are close at hand. Hop into this new day with joy. Abundance and good fortune await you. Okay, so sometimes it just takes that leap, right? When it's like, oh, it's just right over there. Haven't you ever been somewhere and it's like you're already, you know, went 10 different places and you're just like, oh, no, I just don't want to stop one more place. But it's like literally right there. In order to go to that place again, it would require you driving there again and la 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 la. But sometimes we've just, you know, had it, right? This is that kind of saying where it's just on the precipice. Maybe give yourself a moment to recognize it and then go for it, okay? You know, was I up at 5:30 today? Yes. Am I tired right now? Yes. But I'm like, I'm going to go ahead and do this reading. I'm not going to wait until later today. I'm not going to, no. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's just kind of like that. You just got to go for it and see how it works out. What's your name? Alma Rosario? You know, there's a very famous woman named Omarosa in the United States. That's what your name's reminding me of right now. Humpback whale, singer. Sing healing songs for the world. Your inner navigation always guides you. Nothing can stop you or keep you from your goal. Align with your purpose and the power in your soul. Okay, so again, you know, maybe you have to sing your own song. You know, God forbid, right? Yeah, personal choice. Close your eyes. What animal do you imagine? What strengths are they known for? What wisdom do they share? Embrace these qualities. Okay? So, you know, are you more like a lone wolf? Are you more like the raccoon? Okay? Again, you know, nocturnal, you know, maybe hanging with your friends, right? Again, avoiding that trickster energy, though. You know, sometimes when we hang with our friends a little too much, what happens? We don't get anything else done. You know, are you hanging with them people for a purpose? I get it, like being social is cool, socializing is cool, but is that all that your purpose is, to socialize with those folks? Okay. So sometimes being by yourself, that lone wolf, and striking out that pathway is what needs to be done, right? Okay. And even frogs, they like sing, you know, so this chorus here. You know, what type of, you know, song are you going to be singing? All right. Okay. And again, remember, it's a personal choice. All right. So let's get into the Mind Info Oracle. How's everyone's summer treating you so far? The next, you know, cosmic event that we have coming up, right, is the new moon. Aside from Pleiades is still visible, but it is in the low horizon, I believe. Currently, it's a lot easier to see during the wintertime. So if you live somewhere where the horizon is not easily visible, you may not see it as well. As if you were out somewhere or like camping or something like that, okay, where you can see the horizon line, okay? Choice. You're being asked to make a choice that you've been struggling with. It's time to decide which path you're going to take. Listen to your intuition, eliminate everyone else's input, and feel your way into the choice that is right for you. The time is now. Okay, so you have a choice which path, right? What's in the famous song? Yes, there are two paths you can you can go. And then he says there's still time to change the road you're on. So step back here. It says you're being asked to step back from your life in order to gain perspective. When you're too close to a situation, it can be hard to make a decision. Span out and view your life from a distance so you can get the perspective needed. Okay, so again, this inventor energy, yeah, you know, the answer may appear obvious once you step back, right, and look at it from this viewpoint or this viewpoint, but sometimes when you're in the weeds, right, it's not always easy. So you know, collective, that could even be, you know, just taking a vacation, taking a short break. It doesn't mean you're putting something on the shelf forever. It just means, you know, temporarily. Okay. Also, I thought this was a very cool Farmer's Almanac. Today, a single scoop of ice cream takes 50 licks to finish off. Okay. So, and also in Canada is Nunavut Day. Whatever that is that a type of Inuit holiday? I am not sure. Okay. But yeah. So that looks like a hard scoop, you know, not like soft serve. Okay, like Dairy Queen is. All right. I personally like both kinds of ice cream. Some people are very picky. Some people will only eat soft serve or vice versa. Have you ever made ice cream before, Collective? That's something that we used to... There was always somebody at a family party somewhere. They would pull out this ice maker, this ice cream maker machine, you know, and make ice cream on the spot. Celebrate. You're being asked to celebrate a recent accomplishment, no matter how big or small. Like at the dentist today, I was like, no cavities, yay! I get to celebrate no cavities. You know, as you get older, and it's like these are the only adult teeth I have. You know what I mean? I want to make them last, so I'm happy when I walk out of there without having to get come back for a filling. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Anyway, do something special to commemorate the moment. You deserve that, and so much more. All right, so yeah, let yourself feel prosperous. Okay, let yourself feel that joy, that abundance. Okay, you know, and you know, the same with the summertime being, you know, the longer daylight time. It's like you have that extra hour of sun. Yeah, dance around a little bit. Put the tunes on out on your little veranda or whatever you got going on at your house. You know what I mean? And, you know, take time to celebrate. Just celebrate life, you know. The dentist asked me what was new, and she's like, no, I'm just like, just living life. You know, I feel like it's kind of one of those things like no news is good news. You know what I mean? It's like... Ooh, slow down. Another great card for summertime. Life isn't a race, nor is it a competition, right? You know, it used to be when, you know, reading too much in the magazines and stuff, and then you would be like, oh, I don't look like that person, or I don't have those clothes, or, oh, you know. Okay. That's their path. That's not your path. Maybe you want that to be your path. Sure, I get it. Okay, everybody's doing different things. But don't let a marketing technique, this FOMO thing, make you actually miss out on things that you should be doing. Somebody got on the live the other day in the chat and was talking about how they were young. They used to be outside playing football for hours with their friends. Yeah. And you're not going to be doing that if you're just sitting on your phone the whole time. All right. So you need to slow down, right? And sometimes, or make like hours around your phone. It used to be, we left the phone at home. It was on the wall at home. You left the house without your phone. Nobody knew where you were. Oh my God. We had payphones around if you really needed to make an emergency phone call. Like, if you go through the day, something that's not your actual work, what comes through that's like a real emergency? How many times? I mean, even if you have kids, that's maybe once a quarter? I'm talking about like, oh, so-and-so broke their bone. We got to go off to the doctor now and get that done. Right? And put the kid back together. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Slow down. Life isn't a race, nor is it a competition. You need to slow down. Doing so doesn't make you weak or less than. It makes you strong, wise, and much better able to navigate life with clarity and ease. Okay. Worth. You're being asked to honor your worth. It can be so easy to feel that we aren't good enough or worthy of happiness. This simply isn't the case. You are worthy. You have inherent value. It's time to cherish yourself and see your true worth. Okay? So again, this could be about personal choices that you're making. Oh, everybody's going to the lake this weekend. And you could be like, you know what? I would love to go, but this weekend I just have other things on my mind. Oh, well, it'll be great. You can get away from those things. No, I actually need to think about these things. You know what I'm saying? Maybe some other time you can. All right? So your worth shouldn't be dependent on any of these, kind of external things that are happening. Right? Remember there were times when you thought, oh man, it'd be nice if I'm, not running these kids around, that I had time to do such and such on the weekend versus whatever, because sometimes when you're doing that stuff, your personal choice is not at the forefront, right? Because you're doing obligations. Okay? And I'm not saying that's not your choice at that time to be doing those things. I'm just saying it limits other choices that you might have. Okay? So, remember, then you had value, now you have value as well. Okay? Even if you're not, in service to others. You know what I mean? Which, there's many ways that you can do that as well. Especially if you are that kind of person. That's why I think a lot of people go and are in service at their church, and things of that nature. Sometimes, yes, people do get tired of certain church dramas, and then there's ones that appear in the news for various reasons too, and it's like, man, I'm glad I never went there, and it's like, ugh. So, I'm just saying, it's an idea, but, you know, again, don't base your whole personal value on that, you know, and how you're viewed in the eyes of man, okay? Because you were created by something greater than that, right? Okay. Oh my heavens. Anyway, as I was just saying about God, somebody down here needs to try and hop on here and act like they need to make this their channel. You know, this is when you know, I would highly encourage people to go start their own channels if that's the kind of thing you feel the need to harp on in the chat while I'm doing a reading, okay? And the thing is, I haven't even pulled a single tarot reading yet, a single tarot card yet, even though I am shuffling the deck now. I mean, none of those cards were tarot cards. So what was their point? What was their point in sharing that viewpoint on my channel right now? You know what I'm saying, collective? There are going to be people, and some of them are cloaked like the Pharisees and Sadducees, whatever how you say it, right? Sadducees. And but really underneath, it's about control. They want you doing this, they want you doing that. And it's like, why are they so butthurt anyway? Like, everyone has the freedom to choose what they want to watch on YouTube, television, or anything else for that matter. So why are you so busy trolling? You know, and especially somebody like me, I only have like around 500 subscribers. I mean, I've been doing this for several years. This is, you know, for personal fulfillment. Okay? So, again, if somebody wants to come on and try and dominate the chat and call what I'm doing demonic, they need to literally go get some spiritual counseling because your soul is in trouble. Okay? Just saying. And yeah, I was actually raised in the church, and I've been baptized. I had my first communion. I've been confirmed as a member of the church as well. So, you know, threats like that don't bother me. And also, because of the way I was raised in, the religion that I was raised in, I have had other so-called Christians coming at me my entire life. So, you know, you think you're going to convert one over to your side by doing that? I don't think so. Again, your soul needs help. Your spiritual soul needs some help. Okay. All right, Knight of Pentacles, slow and steady. This is the thing. This is the thing. That's what the devil wants to promise you, right? Like, oh, it's going to be great. We're going to have this, this, and this for you right away, blah, blah, blah. Well, we forgot to mention the 30 to 90 day waiting period. And then if there's any infraction that you make, right, it's all going to be null and void. King of Swords. Yeah, talk about following the contract. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. So again, with choices and finding your own path here, collective, it couldn't be more clear. Oh, well, you have to go here and then here and then here and then here and then here and then... What? No. I want to go from point A to point B. Thank you. Done and done. Well, so-and-so told me I ain't so-and-so, and I ain't listening to so-and-so neither. Have you ever seen that? How people follow the GPS or the old printout maps, you know, when we first started getting away from the atlases and online directions, and it's like, it said there's supposed to be a road here, and there's no road, right? Yeah, if you just go blindly following that, or you can use some sense that you already have. And it's going to get you to where you need to be going, right? So again, sometimes the choice is simple, sometimes the choice is very clear. Okay? But we are all presented with those things. Some people will sit there and say, well, I didn't have a choice in the matter. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Well, I didn't have any choice but to go and harass them. My higher power called me to go stalk their YouTube channel. What? That sounds a little... Now, they're going to call me demonic, but that's the behavior that they're engaging in? Some don't pass the smell test. Might need to go get yourself an antibiotic for that. You know what I mean? Don't be coming over here spreading those spiritual demons. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles Collective, you got your mind on your money and your money on your mind, and you do not care who knows it, who doesn't know it, who thinks they need to be knowing it. You're just doing your business. You know what I mean? Like when the dentist was at me, so what's new? I'm like, it's like not up to anything. It's like, what do I need to tell her nothing for anyway? I'm not asking for a job. I'm there to get my goddamn teeth cleaned and checked, which I'm paying them for. Okay? Just worry about the check clearing, lady. That's all you gotta worry about. Virgo, Taurus, and Cappies. You know, it's like sometimes I'm just not in the mood to dish. You know what I mean? They did like my hair, though. Mercury retrograde. So again, collective, there could be, and it was weird. Somebody else was talking about, kind of like people behaving strange, like out of the ordinary. So it might be part of this, Mercury retrograde. Okay. But don't let that interfere with what you have going on. Okay, again, Hierophant, right? You know, we're all good. You know, this might be something you're celebrating. You could also be celebrating, you know, learning something as well. Maybe the way that you got into this prosperity. Okay. That's a Taurus again. So especially collective, say if you planted a garden back in May, maybe you're seeing the benefits now in June and into July here, right? Page of Pentacles. Okay. So this slowdown, collective, this might be encouraging you to work on things that aren't necessarily the big things, right? Like this big whale here, okay? But that doesn't mean it can't turn into the big things, right? Just like a little seed planted, right, can turn into a big plant, okay? Two of Wands. So again, with the slowing down collective, I don't feel like you're in any rush. You're not jumping to conclusions. It's just kind of what it is right now. Okay, so even if other people are in a retrograde feeling or a retrograde mindset, I want to say, that doesn't mean that you have to be, okay? And that might be part of the choice that you're presented with here, because stepping back doesn't necessarily mean stepping backwards in time or stepping backwards into a pattern that you've already healed out of, okay? So remember, there's always more options than you think you have. Okay? So especially if somebody's out there and trying to make you feel like you don't have them, that's not really the case. Your possibilities are actually infinite. All right? But what is the right possibility for you? That's where when you step back and you spin that globe and it's like it finally stops, it's like, oh, here we are. Okay? Then that's the point A to B that we were talking about earlier, right? With this King of Swords. Making a clear destination. Okay? Almost like a railroad track, you know, where it's like, okay, we're going from A to B. It's pretty much a straight line. Not much to worry about. Oh, but so-and-so, we said we... No. I don't care what so-and-so said. We're not living over here by the rules of so-and-so. Yeah, but he's the president of the chapter. Okay, that's great for them. I don't care. That has nothing to do with my business. That has nothing to do with what I'm doing right here. You know what I mean? Some people are so worried about other people's opinions and behaviors that literally have nothing to do with them. This is about how you're going to live your life, collective. You know, and sometimes, you know, like at the dentist's office days, some, you know, relative strangers, you know what I mean? Relative strangers will be more interested in what you have going on than people that are even close to you sometimes. You know, sometimes those people have no clue really what's going on because they don't ask. Maybe they don't want to know, and that's fine. But that's their viewpoint. That doesn't define what you have going in, you know, your personal bubble, right? Okay. So, collective, I feel like you might be leaning on yourself to be exercise some cleverness, where other people maybe weren't as confident as wanting to exhibit that type of behavior. Okay? And it's not because they didn't have the capability or the know-how or things of that nature. It's just sometimes, you know, when the iron is hot, sometimes that is the time to step back and say, you know what, maybe somebody else needs to hit that iron. It all depends on your way, right? But if that is your way, then what are you going to do about it? It's like maybe you need to find that hammer. All right. So, yeah, collective. And the thing is, you know, you have this lone wolf energy here, but the Hierophant and this celebration here, that is like a social energy as well. So again, like I was talking about with the social stuff, like there's nothing wrong with being social, but is it going to be dominating your time? You know, when you're young, you spend more time with your friends and maybe coworkers. When you're older, you know, maybe it turns into more like, you know, coworkers or, you know, like parental friends, you know, school friends, things like that. After that, you know, once your kids are grown, and then it's like, you know what I mean? It's some, you know, maybe you're more around your church friends, you know, church groups socially. Okay, so do you know what I'm saying, collective? And you can celebrate at every step of the way. Because just because somebody else hasn't experienced it doesn't mean that you can't celebrate it. Okay? All right. So don't be afraid to lean into your prosperity. All right. I feel like that is kind of the overall message today, especially, you know, as Queen of Pentacles. We're heading into the weekend. You know, maybe you're saving for something as well. I'm getting a little bit of saver energy. And some people could be like, well, that's how I'm prosperous, because I'm not out spending money doing this and that. Rocket science, I know, right? You know what I mean? Like, anyway, that's all I have for today. Thank you for the likes already in the chat, and thank you to those of you, the 98% of you today. That 2% already got encouraged to go start their own channel, and they were removed from my chat. So until next time, please do manifest wisely. Again, do like the video. Remember, you do not have to be a subscriber in order to like the video. Okay? Bet you sure can today, right? Okay. Bye.